Welcome back to another Rise demo video. In the past videos, we showed some BPMN workflows that sent messages conditionally based on some value. And we also showed a workflow that calculates some summary statistics. This workflow is going to combine both of these strategies. In fact, it's going to use another workflow inside of it by using this call function. Alright, so here's how this workflow is going to work. It's going to initiate whenever a message on the topic stats arrives. Then it's going to call the workflow func calculate stats, which creates aggregate statistics. It'll send this array to the other function, and the function will return a variable called stats. Okay, so finally it's going to evaluate the mode property of these stats. So if the mode exceeds 200, it's going to send a message that says alert max exceeds 200. And it's going to include the stats that have come from it. Otherwise, if the mode does not exceed 200, it's just going to send the summary statistics with no alert. And that is the function. So let's go ahead and run it. Now let me go ahead and run my BPMN client. I'm going to listen to all topics on this level stats. We're going to send a message to stats that is going to have the following structure. So if any of these values exceed 200, there will be an alert. Otherwise, there shouldn't be one. Let's go ahead and send this off. Alright, so I've sent it off to the topic stats, and the workflow has sent me the calculations back. So it's not only initiated the workflow, but that workflow has called the summary statistics function. Let's go ahead and try to make a larger mode here. This mode is going to be 5500. And as you can see, the alert shows max exceeds 200. So if you want to see a little bit more of how this works, you can look at this diagram from our documentation. So this main workflow is going to pass the variables to the function. The function then is going to do what it does and send the variables back. Why would you want to do this in practice? Well, there's a few reasons. One is to create a library. For example, you could create an entire library of statistical process control. Two, it makes the workflow cleaner. So by calling a different function, you can make the workflow easier to understand. This is good for information hiding. And finally, it also lets your own workflow authors separate their concerns. For example, you might have one author who's a stats wizard and another who's an API expert. They can use call activities to collaborate without needing to understand the other's specialty. Thanks for watching.